If people describe you as calm, mature, or unbothered, and you almost never get angry, first of all, congratulations, you are everyone's favorite person to emotionally dump on. Second of all, psychology would like to have a word, because people who rarely get angry usually aren't calm. They're holding it together, very politely, with a smile and a slightly clenched jaw. See, anger is a normal human emotion. It's supposed to show up when something crosses your boundaries. So if you never feel it, one of two things is happening. Either nothing in your life has ever bothered you, which is unlikely, or your anger learned very early to shut up and sit down. Most people like you didn't decide this consciously. Your brain decided for you. Maybe growing up, anger made adults upset. Anger got you labeled difficult. Anger caused arguments you couldn't win, or anger just made everything worse. So your nervous system did the math and said, okay, new plan, we don't do that anymore. Instead of anger, you became polite, logical, understanding, low maintenance. You became easy to be around, which sounds great until you realize you're the only one making it easy. Psychology calls this emotional inhibition. Normal people call it, I don't want drama. And look, you're not wrong. You don't avoid conflict because you're weak. You avoid conflict because you know exactly how expensive it can be. So when someone crosses a line, your brain doesn't say, hey, that's not okay. It says, let's keep the peace. You tell yourself things like, it's not worth it. They didn't mean it. I'll let it go. And you do let it go. Right into your chest, your shoulders, that tight feeling you pretend is just caffeine. Now here's the funny part. People who rarely get angry don't actually feel nothing. They feel everything. They just feel it later, alone, at night, in the shower, while replaying conversations from 3 weeks ago like it's a Netflix documentary. Because suppressed anger doesn't disappear. It becomes overthinking, emotional distance, sudden exhaustion, random moments of irritation that make no sense. Psychology calls this emotional leakage. You call it, I don't know why I'm like this. And after a while, something even stranger happens. You don't feel angry anymore. You feel flat. Not sad, not happy, just fine. Which sounds healthy, but often means numb with good manners. Here's the truth most people won't tell you. Anger isn't a problem. Unexpressed anger is. Anger is a signal. It says something matters. A boundary was crossed. You're allowed to respond. When you suppress anger long enough, you don't just lose anger, you lose clarity. You start second-guessing yourself. You wonder if you're too sensitive. You replay moments thinking, should I have said something? Why does this still bother me? Am I overreacting? Because part of you knows the answer. You weren't calm. You were quiet. And silence isn't always maturity. Sometimes it's just self-protection wearing a suit. Now relax, this isn't telling you to start yelling at people. No one's asking you to flip tables at work. This is about permission. Permission to notice irritation before it turns into resentment. Permission to stop being the calm one at the cost of being honest. Permission to feel anger without assuming it makes you a bad person. Because the people who never get angry don't explode. They fade. They withdraw. They ghost. They grow distant from people they had no issue with. So if this feels uncomfortably accurate, good. It doesn't mean you're broken. It means you adapted. It means your nervous system learned a strategy that worked once, but might not be working anymore. Calm isn't the absence of anger. Calm is knowing you can feel it and still be safe. And that's not something you were born with. That's something you learn.